Jessii Vee. And as you can tell by the title of today's video, I'm going to be talking about the very scary creature called the Rake. I'm actually so surprised I've never made a video on this before because it's definitely one of the most popular creepypastas ever. I have done videos on skinwalkers and this definitely reminds me of that, but the Rake is its own thing. Before I get started, if you have not seen my previous video, we have just added 2 more light up plushies on the website. Our light up aliens have been the most popular thing we've ever had, and they're really cool because their eyes glow. And so now we have a unicorn and a dragon, and they light up. You see them lighting up? I'm gonna turn the lights off. Okay, so these are available right now on the website. If you guys would like one, I have linked it down below. And do you like that I'm wearing a spider necklace even though it's not Halloween? All right, guys, let's get right into it talking about the Rake. So this creature is depicted as an ancient humanoid monster that made its first appearance all the way back in the 12th century. It is said to have no body hair and many depictions resemble an overgrown dog. And the stories about the Rake also claim it's over 6 feet tall, his hands are long and sharp, and he's usually seen crawling on all 4s. And the most striking feature of the Rake is its eyes. There's this really eerie journal entry that seems to be translated from Spanish in 1880, and it's this man explaining what it was like to look into the eyes of the Rake. His journal entry says, "I have experienced the greatest terror. I have experienced the greatest terror. I have experienced the greatest terror. I see his eyes when I close mine. They are hollow, black. They saw me and pierced me. His wet hand, I will not sleep. His voice," and then there's just unintelligible text after that. Then there was another letter found that was written in 1964, and it was written by a man to his love right before he died, and he wrote, "Dearest Linny, I have prayed for you. He spoke your name too." Then there's an even older journal entry. This one is from 1691, and this is the first entry that actually says the creature's name, and it reads, "He came to me in my sleep. From the foot of my bed I felt a sensation. He took everything. We must return to England. We shall not return here again at the request of the Rake." So it's really eerie that there are so many historical journal entries of the Rake and people seeing him. No thank you. This really freaks me out. This is definitely one of the creepiest things that I've had to research. So let's talk about how it became so popular on the internet. According to the lore, the Rake first created an internet stir in 2003 after numerous people in the northeastern United States started sharing sightings of a bizarre creature. Now, the Rake was spotted in mostly rural areas, leaving a wake of terror and intrigue in its path. But what's so weird, after all of these people started publicly speaking about this creature, there was suddenly this media blackout where mysteriously all the evidence of this creature was erased from the internet. So it was like the existence of the Rake just disappeared for no one to read about or hear about or see pictures of. So people thought that the government was trying to cover it up. So in 2006, a group of internet sleuths decided to gather all the details available about the Rake and compiled them chronologically, and this group apparently accumulated nearly 24 documents of people who saw the Rake in real life, and some of those documents were the ones that I already read to you, like those really old journal entries. Now, there's also this journal entry that I found from 2006 from a witness who saw the Rake. It's really eerie. It says, "3 years ago, I had just returned from a trip from Niagara Falls with my family for the 4th of July, and we were all very exhausted after a long day of driving, so my husband and I put the kids right to bed and called it a night. But around 4 a.m., I woke up thinking my husband had just gone to the bathroom. So I used this moment to steal back the sheets only to wake him in the process. I apologized and told him I thought that he had got out of bed. But when he turned to face me, he gasped and pulled his feet up from the end of the bed, and then he grabbed me and said nothing. At the foot of the bed, sitting and facing away from us, there was what appeared to be a naked man or a large hairless dog of some sort. Its body position was disturbing and unnatural, as if it had been hit by a car or something. For some reason, I was not instantly frightened by it. I was more concerned about its condition and if I should help it. In a flurry of motion, the creature scrambled around the side of the bed and then crawled quickly in a flailing sort of motion right along the bed until it was less than a foot from my husband's face. The creature was silent for about 30 seconds just looking at my husband, and the creature then ran to the kids' room. I screamed and ran for the light switch, planning to stop him before he hurt my children, but when I got to the hallway, the light from the bedroom was enough to see it crouching and hunched over about 20 feet away. He turned around and looked directly at me, covered in blood. I flipped the switch on the wall and saw my daughter Clara. The creature ran down the stairs while my husband and I rushed to help our daughter. She was very badly injured and spoke only once more in her short life, and she said, "He is the Rake." And that is a very disturbing story because clearly he attacked her children and they did not make it. It is believed that those who look into the eye of the Rake are destined to be its prey. Like, once you make eye contact, it's like it for you. He'll either get you or your family. And what's strange is that once you become marked, which is when you look into his eyes, the days following before he gets you, apparently you'll have this very strange reoccurring dream. In the dream, the Rake sits at the foot of your bed and silently stares at you, and the story goes that these dreams slowly chip away at a person's sanity until they're too unstable to defend themselves. And even for those who encounter the Rake and live to tell the tale, apparently their future is very grim because these poor folks usually lose their minds or end up in a mental institution. And the Rake story includes multiple references to Slender Man, perhaps the most infamous creepypasta of all time. Some claim the Rake's powers, like seeing into someone's soul, were granted by Slender Man, and others say the Rake is actually a proxy for Slender Man. So yeah, all of these stories are really eerie, and I could literally do a whole video talking about people's experiences seeing the Rake. So if you want me to do a part 2, I definitely can. Just give this video a thumbs up and let me know. And also comment down below which other creepypasta creatures you would like me to talk about that I never have before. Because although I do a ton of urban legends and creatures, I haven't talked about like the most famous top 10 for some reason, so we're starting now. Anyways though guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and don't forget, if you would like one of our new light up plushies, I have linked them down below. But I hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!